Bueno, maestra, aquí está lo que es mi presentación de el artículo que voy a leer. Se llama Pets Can Donate Blood Too. It says, many people are willing to roll up their sleeves and give blood, even those who aren't permitted to, but fewer realize that their pets might be liable to the same. Sick or injured animals can sometimes need blood transfusions just like sick or injured humans do, and demand is on the rise. But awareness of animal blood donation isn't high. A new study published in the journal Vet Record looks at owners of people donation and whether or not owners would be willing to their animal companion contribute. Although the sample size for the study wasn't huge, the results point to a broader dynamic in pet blood donation in the UK and USA. Most people just don't know about it. Two researchers from the Royal Veterinary College Small Animals Hospital, which has its own blood bank, surveyed 58 pet owners at a regular veterinary clinic to suss out their owners and ask if they would consider sending their animal companion up. Although they acknowledge that the sample isn't comprehensive, the results offer a snapshot into a question that hasn't been studied before, says study author Karen Hum. There have been a few studies of why people bring their pets in to donate, she says, but there wasn't really anything about why the general public didn't bring their animal in, she says. The results of their study indicate the owners has a lot to do with it, at least for the group they studied. Although 70% of owners were unaware that a cat or a dog could donate blood, 89% of those surgeries say that they would be willing to let their pet donate blood if they were suitable, the study reads. It says cat owners were more worried about bringing their pets in to donate than the dog owners, Hum says. In general, that makes sense, she says, because the two species respond really differently to rewards-based activities. A dog owner is more likely to imagine they're being satisfied with a post-donation treat than a cat owner, who may only imagine lots of hissing and scratching. But having a wide variety of cat blood ready to go is very important. Cats and dogs, just like humans, have blood types, and like human cats have a deadly reaction if they receive the wrong type of blood. Dogs are able to receive more types of blood different from their own and not have a reaction, so they have a broader potential pool to receive from. But it's also down to the individual animals. While some dogs like all the treats and affection they receive from donate and don't seem scared above or bored by the procedure, other dogs are frightened. Hum's institution disqualifies those animals from donating. Obviously, the dog or cat doesn't say, I want to come in. She says so vets have to assess whether the animal is comfortable. If not, we just don't recruit them, she says, because it just doesn't seem fair. The same holds true the USA Davis Animal Blood Bank, says Sean Owens, medical director. If the animal seems feral or hesitant at any point in preliminary testing, they won't proceed. We look at the program in much the same way as service dogs or rescue dogs, he says. In other words, if the pet isn't actively engaged in the process of doing the task and content doing it, they are not good fit. Owners who say they'd be willing to have their pet donate, which would make them donor owners in Ham's parlance, were found to have different motivations. The most common was a desire to help others and save pet lives, while some donors also say that they understood the necessity of service, and some say they hope someone would donate for their pet should a need arise. Owens says the UK study matches up with what he knows anecdotally about how much most people know about animal blood banks, very little. But the United States is also home to a number of them. Some are served by close colonies of animals who live at the bank and regularly donate blood, while most are served by donor pets, say Owens, who is not alone in describing the closed colony model as human. Nobody is paid for their dog's blood, but Owens says most banks offer something like a reduced rate on treatments or flea and tick medication. As many of the donor owners are retired or on otherwise fixed income, it allows them to have a very quality of care for their dog, he says. The issue of animal blood donation remains fraught, leading some animal rights advocates to say the word donor isn't an accurate reflection of the degree to which a blood giving pet can give informed consent. But it's also true the demand for animal blood remains high, just as with human blood, and the supply often falls short. Seeking tacit consent may be the best that vets can do. Bueno, ahí termina mi artículo, teacher. Sería todo.